Okay, we are live. It's almost 12:30. Happy Thursday, everyone. I have this filter on because I didn't feel like putting makeup on today, so you get filtered, Felicia. We're going to be looking at the computer anyways, so it's not going to matter what my face looks like. So we'll give people a little while to tune in. I'm going to just go through the steps of filling out a mortgage application and show you guys how to do that. So hopefully you'll find this helpful. I'm going to go ahead and flip this around to the computer. See, there's my face. Flip around. There we go. Okay. So, here we are. Okay. So, first thing you're going to do is you're going to be at my website, FeliciaRealtor.com. Oh, sorry guys, you're in a cup. Of this buy section and then finance. Brad is one of my lenders that I use. He's really awesome. He can do any type of loan, so if you just like click his picture, it takes you to his website. Really good rates and fees, super awesome to work with, keeps you up to date on the whole process and what's going on, and I really like that. I like to know what's happening as proactive as possible. So what you would do, apply here. Hopefully you guys can see my screen okay. I'm going to try and move it like a little bit closer. Okay, so it's 12:31. We're going to click here to fill out our loan application and start application. So the first thing that you'll need to do is make an account. So we're just going to make Jane Doe pretty straightforward. Register and then start application. Okay, hopefully you guys can see the screen okay. So the first thing is just really straightforward. Name, middle initial, last name, easy stuff. Phone number, obviously no one has a home phone number anymore, but just put your cell phone and then just put your cell phone in here too. Social security number, date of birth, years of school. Jane Doe just has, would it be 18? I guess 12. She just went to high school. If you had college, you would want to make that, 16 or whatever, however many years you went to college. Let's see. She is unmarried, we're gonna say, and doesn't have kids, just to make it a little more straightforward, less stuff to fill out so we can get you guys through this. She's lived at this address for 2 years, and she owns, actually we'll say she rents it. She's a first-time buyer. Okay. Oh, which type of loan are you applying for? This is going to be a purchase. Will you have a co-borrower? No. How did you hear about us? Through Realtor. And put your realtor's name. Okay, now we can go forward. So the property information will just be to be determined for now. It's going to be her primary residence. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. Okay, primary residence, number of units, you don't have to fill that out. Only things with a red star. Are you currently working with a real estate agent? Yes, put their information. This is like the easy part. Straightforward info. Title will be held in Jane Doe, unmarried woman. And at any time, if you're not sure or you need to come back to it, you can just save and then you can log in and come back to it. But I would just sit down at a time that you have gathered all this information. I have a really useful checklist that tells you everything that you're going to need, and so just sit down for 30 minutes, have all of your documents ready to go, and just get it done and submit it, so you don't have to go back to it multiple times. It just makes it easier if you can complete it all at once. So then we'll click next. Employer name, we're gonna say she works at ABC company. Just fill all this out. And she is the receptionist. I don't know. She started there. Actually, I don't want the calendar. She started there in January of 2010. She's not self-employed. And she's been in this line of profession for 9 years. Okay. Okay, now for the asset accounts, you want to use the accounts that, it's a good idea to put everything, but if you do put multiple different banks, then you're going to need to get the statements from all those different places. So it just depends on how you keep your money. Just know that whatever you put on here, they're going to want 2 months of bank statements for, or like if it's an investment account, they're going to want the statement for that. So I'm going to say Sounds Credit Union and checking with 70,000. And then she has a stock account. And you don't have to put your whole account number. You could just put like the last 4. You can do an approximate balance. Okay, she doesn't own real estate, so we'll skip that. Next. Her gross monthly income, just put it down here. Oh, okay, or we'll just 5,000. Her rent is 1,200. She doesn't have any of that stuff. She doesn't have other income. If you did, you would want to put that, like if you were receiving, we'll go back really quick. If you were receiving like disability, child support, any extra income and stuff, you would want to put that in here. And then they're either going to need, like, for child support, they could need 6 to 12 months of cleared checks for that. They might need the court order. They're going to need to know how old the child is so that they know when they're going to stop receiving the child support income. Usually they want it to you're going to continue receiving that money for at least 2 to 3 years in order for you to use that income. Just like some helpful tidbits on that. As far as disability, they're going to want your award letter that says what you're receiving, possibly 1099, depending on what kind of disability income it is. Just whatever documentation you have for it, they're going to need that. Okay, then declarations. Are there any outstanding judgments? No. Bankruptcy? No. Foreclosure? No. Party to a lawsuit? No. No. She's not delinquent. She doesn't have to pay child support or alimony. And so it could go the other way. If you have to pay any of that kind of stuff, you're going to need to provide documentation for it as well, because it's counted as an expense. Down payment will not be borrowed. We don't have any notes that are... This would be if you had like a private party loan that's not showing up on your credit report. U.S. citizen, yes. No. No. It's her first time buying. We're gonna say Jane Doe is Hispanic and not fill out, or actually she doesn't want to provide that information, or that, or that. Next. Okay, so this is just reviewing all the information, making sure that it's accurate, and going back through it. This is giving them permission to run the credit, and so we specifically represent to lender. Oh, this is also certifying that everything that you've said is true. You're not committing fraud. And then giving them permission to verify that information, so sending like employment verifications to your employer, calling the employer. It gives them all that permission. This is again saying that you're giving true and accurate information. And then here's for running the credit check, and then you would initial it and submit right here. I'm not going to do that because I don't want Brad to get a bunch of fake applications. So yeah, pretty much in a nutshell, I mean, it's fairly straightforward. The biggest thing is just getting all of your documentation together, and so if you would like that list of items that are needed, shoot me your email address. I'll send it over. It's a really helpful checklist. I might do some more of these videos if you guys are interested, maybe on some other lenders' websites, so you can see like how it differs. If there was anything that maybe you want me to elaborate on, please comment below. Any questions that you have specifically about your situation, send me a private message, and I hope that you found this at least a little bit helpful, and thanks so much for tuning in. All right, bye.